Hi everyone and welcome to your pick a card reading. This week I'm going to talk about triggers and what triggers your world, whatever that is that's going on. It's a general reading, obviously. It will reach different people in different ways, but I'm going to pick 3 piles and the subject is triggers. What triggers your world, what's triggering you right now, and how you can sort it out in whatever way that you need to sort it out in, if that's making sense. I'm picking some oracle cards to guide you in, and then I will see you in your readings, but let's just pick the cards first. Okay, so I've picked the cards. Pile 1, we're talking about what triggers you, what's triggering you in your world. Pile 2 and pile 3. You choose videos to follow. Hi pile 1 and welcome to your reading. This week we're talking about triggers and what's triggering your world, what's going on around you. So let's just see what we've got for pile 1 to begin with. We've got target, manifestation, target, faith, and the box. Wow. Okay, so before we do anything else, your world is, I feel as if you are trying to manifest something. You are trying to have faith in a situation that's going on around you. You may feel boxed in because you don't know which way to go with something. You're targeting something. You're trying to have faith in a situation. You're trying to manifest something. That's what the cards are saying for pile 1 at the moment. And the triggering aspect of this this reading at the moment is what I'm feeling at the moment, is you're feeling boxed in over something. There's things going on around you that you can't do anything about. You're trying to manifest something, you're trying to have faith in something, you're trying to target a situation, but you're feeling boxed in. So let's just see if I can get some cards and see if there's anything that we can see we can do, or if there's any advice from the cards as to what to do about this situation. But you're feeling boxed in over something that you're trying to manifest. You're definitely targeting something, and you're trying to keep faith or have faith in something that's going on, but there's something here that's blocking the situation, or you're feeling as if you can't go anywhere with the situation that's around you. That's what's going on. Wow, the first card that's come out is called Letting Go. It's the 8 of Cups, but in this pack it's called Letting Go. So there may be a case of you letting go of this idea that you've got to keep going on something, you've got to keep targeting something. Letting go of maybe the box, letting go of being cornered, or letting go of putting it in a box, whatever it is. Going with the flow of something is coming to mind. Manifesting something, but going with the flow of it. Having faith in the ebb and flow of something, because we've got the 8 of Cups and I'm seeing that water just there. And I'm saying having faith in a situation and going with the ebb and flow of it, rather than targeting it in such a down-to-earth way. The box, to me, that square, that box is putting something within a box, targeting something within a box. Have faith in a situation and manifestation here, and having faith and letting go of maybe a grip on something that you've got here that you need to just ease your grip of, if that's making sense so far. The source, wow. Well, the source is the energy in the source is the energy in this particular instance, where it goes very much with the box and targeting. That source is you trying to put everything within this box. I feel as if I want to say you're targeting something, you're manifesting something, And the source and the box is you trying to manifest it and bring it all into one aspect of this situation, is what I want to say. The cards are saying have faith in something by letting go of your grip on something and allowing it to ebb and flow in its own way. If that's making sense, let's just have a look. The Fool, wow. Well, that's just, that Fool card has just confirmed to me what the way I'm going with this reading and what I'm saying is the right way to go. The Fool is about having that leap of faith, and you've got faith just there, having that leap of faith and letting something pan out on its own. You are targeting something, you're trying to manifest something, but you're doing it in a very structured way, is what I want to say with the box. The source of your energy and the manifestation is who you are as a person. It's a very powerful energy just here. The source and the manifestation is who you are. You're very powerful. You're targeting something, but you're putting all that power into this thing that you're trying to target, but you're doing it in such a powerful way, but you're restricting yourself because of the structure you're putting around it, if that makes sense. The cards are saying have faith in the ebb and flow of the situation. Have faith in it. The Fool is about letting go of structure. The Fool is about letting go of this idea that everything has to be one way and it can't be another way. The Fool is that leap of faith that you need to let something go in its own way, if that's making sense. I'm just going to take 3 more cards and see if we can clarify anything else. But your pile 1, what's triggering you at the moment is you're targeting something. Targeting something that you're trying to manifest. Having faith in the situation is and putting it into this box is what your problem is at the moment. The source of it, your energy, is trying to put it in a box. You're trying to structure it in one way, and the cards are saying have faith in the ebb and flow of that situation instead, if that makes sense. The Fool is you having faith, taking a leap of faith and coming outside of that box in order to target something you're trying to manifest, if that makes sense. Right, now what you're doing with that 5 of Wands is fighting against the ebb and flow of a situation. You're again trying to put all your thoughts, all your ideas within a structured box. Life isn't like that, is it? Life isn't about everything being structured. You know that saying, you know, you don't know what's around the corner, you don't know what's going to happen next. With that 5 of Wands, you are battling to keep things under control with the box. Your target is trying to manifest something, but keeping it under control in this box. The cards are saying have faith in the idea of letting it go and doing it in a different way. Just going with the flow of this situation instead of battling with it, battling to keep it contained, if that makes sense. There you go. Now when you do that, when you stop battling to keep it contained in this box and you have faith in the situation, and instead of targeting it in this idea of structure and the box, when you have faith in this situation, your manifestations will be on target and your manifestations will bring victory to you. That's the victory. That is the 6 of Wands, which is a card of being seen, being victorious, being on top of your game. In order to be on top of your game, because it's crossing the source, this is your energy, in order to win, in order to be the victor in this situation, because it's crossing the source, which is you, you have to have the energy of the Fool, which is letting something go by giving it freedom to come outside of this box, if that makes sense. Right, there it is. You've got that 4 of Cups. Now the 4 of Cups tells me that you're at the moment, you're only seeing things one way, your way or no way, if that makes sense. That 3 of Cups that you're looking down at and you've got your arms folded and you're not seeing the outcome or how anything else can be achieved, You're not looking up to see the Fool. You're not looking up to see the way you can do things in a different way. You are too structured with this situation, whatever's going on around you. You're treating it in too much of a structural way. The Fool is saying, let it go. Have faith that the situation will correct itself. Don't stay in this box. Have faith that whatever you're trying to manifest here will come to fruition. There will be victory over it, but you've got to let your trigger, the trigger here for you is letting go of this structured way you're looking at something. The trigger here, what's triggering you and the way that you are not allowing yourself to go with the flow of this is because of this Four of Cups, which is a card of stubbornness. It's a card of your way or no way. You've got to let it go. You've got to think of every situation around you and how everybody's got their own way of doing things, and they're not all going to be put into this box. So for pile one, what's triggering you at the moment is you are trying to achieve something. You've got faith in a situation, or you might have faith in yourself. You're trying to achieve something. You're trying to manifest something there with that manifestation card. You've got faith in this situation. You've got faith in your own abilities or whatever, but you're targeting it by putting it in a box. It's got to be structured. That's what it's saying. It's got to be structured. The cards are saying, let that idea of structure go. Use your energy with the source in a different way with the Fool by letting it go and going with the flow of a situation. Stop fighting against it. Let it go. The victory will be yours if you use your source of energy in a different way. Don't be stubborn about it. Don't try to put it in a box. That's what's triggering this situation for you. You are trying to put it in a box. And the cards are saying, don't do that. Go with the flow of it instead. Whatever the situation is within your world, I don't know what the situation is within your world, but what's triggering you at the moment is you're not getting very far with the situation that you're trying to manifest, and that's because you're putting it in this box. And the cards are saying, open that box and let it go, and go with the flow of whatever it is that you're trying to target in your world. Wow, look at that. Justice. You've got the card of justice. Well, the card of justice in this instance is about balance. It's about putting balance back. Putting the balance back on the scales of justice here. Putting the balance back within your world and letting go of something you are trying to be too structured over with the box, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense for pile one. Have a good day. Hi pile two, and welcome to your reading. This week's reading is about triggers and what's triggering a situation, or what's triggering you regarding a situation that's going on around you. So we're talking about triggers and what is triggering your situation. So let's just see what we've got. We've got change the way you think, right? Synchronicity. Wow, okay. Synchronicity, change the way you think. Wisdom and the mirror. Wow. Well, before we pick any cards, I want to say, pile two, that we've got that synchronicity card and change the way you think. So you do keep doing things in the same way. But I do feel as if I want to say you've gained a lot of wisdom over this situation. You've been targeting things or doing things the same way over a period of time over this situation. The mirror here may be in this instance reflecting back to you the same situation and you going over the same thing. Because of that synchronicity card, it's as if things are not changing within your world. It's going over and over and over the same thing. You may have gained a lot of wisdom over it, but you're still not changing the way you think over a situation or doing anything different about the situation. Even though you've gained wisdom and you know the way you're doing things maybe is not going to change things here, the card with the mirror, I feel as if you know that things around you are just the same as they've always been, no matter what, because you're not changing the way you think. Although you've gained a lot of wisdom, the synchronicity is here, and what's triggering you is, no matter what you do here, nothing's changing. But it's about you changing, if that makes sense. It's about you changing the way you think over a situation. You've become a lot wiser over this situation. And although it's always been the same, it's going to carry on doing whatever it is here with the synchronicity and the mirror, you have gained wisdom over it. You know that unless you change something within you, change the way you think or the way your mind is working, unless you change something within you, it's just going to keep going around and around the same way. And what's triggering you, the trigger within your world, is you have now gained wisdom over this situation. But what you've got to do in order to do something about this situation, the cards are saying, is change the way you think. Understanding. Wow, look at that. You've got that Page of Cups in this instance, in these cards, it's called understanding. So it may be a case of, instead of thinking with your mindset in a very straightforward way, because you've gained wisdom, and if you look at the card wisdom, it's related to the heart chakra, because it's a green, so it's related to the heart chakra. It may be saying change the way you think and be more understanding of a situation rather than structured. The synchronicity here is things are not not changing. They're not changing. It's just the same all the time. The mirror is because it's not changing. It's reflecting back to you exactly the same as what it's always been. But the wisdom card and the understanding card and the change the way you think is saying, look at it with your heart, from the heart, and the understanding aspect of this situation instead of the mind, if that makes sense. Right, you've got that Seven of Wands. Now that Seven of Wands in this instance is called stress. Now the situation around you is one of stress. It's a stressful situation, and it's a situation that keeps coming and going, synchronicities coming and going. It's reflecting with the mirror. It's just reflecting the same old story within your world, but you've gained a lot of wisdom over this situation, and you know that there are certain things within this situation which makes it more stressful. It may be when you start saying things in a structured way or want things to change, but in a structured way. The cards are saying, look at it in the way of wisdom, with the heart. Look at it with the understanding of someone who is very wise. Maybe step back from a situation that's stressful by not doing the same things as you've always done over this situation. Synchronicities is just that. There's things that are always happening the same way because of the way it's always been, but you've gained a lot of wisdom, so you need to change this way. You don't need to mirror the same way over and over again with that synchronicity card. You've got the card of stress, and the stress within this situation is going to keep getting the way it is. It's always going to be stressful if you don't have this understanding and having wisdom from your heart as to how you can change this situation up. The Rebel, wow. Now that might be the reason why things haven't changed with that Rebel. The Rebel in this instance is the Emperor. Now the Emperor is the structured side of this situation. The Emperor is the one who wants everything now. The Emperor is the hard worker. The Emperor is the one with the logical mind that wants to get things done in a structured way. The Emperor will tell you straight if you're doing something wrong with that mirror. They'll just tell you. You look in the mirror and the Emperor's looking back at you. They will tell you the truth of a situation. They'll tell you, for instance, if you're sitting in this mode of depression, they will just say, get up and do something about it. They won't think about how you're feeling, if that makes sense. The Emperor, the rebel here, the Emperor is the person who gets things done in a wonderful structured way and with hard work, but they don't understand sometimes that not everybody can do it the same way as them, if that makes sense. The cards are saying change the way you think. So if your thinking pattern here is that of the Emperor, if you can understand, the cards are saying choose the path of understanding, because you have learned an awful lot about this situation. You have the wisdom within you now to see this situation in a different light, see it with understanding. The mirror here is what you reflect back at yourself. When you're looking in the mirror, you're reflecting back at yourself, whatever it is you see in that mirror. But in this situation here, what's reflecting back to you is the synchronicities of it. It's always going to be this way if you do it the rebel's way, if you do it the Emperor's way. So the cards are advising you, because of the triggers that are happening here, is one of stress. The cards are advising you is to see the situation with more understanding, with the wisdom you have learned from this situation. I hope I'm making myself clear. Pile 2. But your trigger is one of stress. You've got the rebel right next to it. You get stressed out when things are not going quite as quickly or as smoothly as you want them to. It's happened before because you've got that synchronicity card. It's happened again and again, but you've learned a lot. If you just step back and listen to your own heart, you have learned a lot from what's happened in the past with you. From the mirror, all the things that have happened in the mirror in the past, the reflections of this situation as what's happened in the past. You've got to change this up by having more understanding. You've learned a lot. That wisdom card tells me that your heart chakra is one of the wise person. The rebel is who you are as a person, in as much as you get things done. You are the boss of a situation. You are on top of your game in a very structured and forceful way. But the cards may be saying to you, in order to take the stress out of this situation, see it with more understanding, see it from the heart chakra, have the wisdom to change a situation by you thinking differently over it. Right, you've got that 2 of Pentacles. Now the 2 of Pentacles is about juggling a situation and having choices over it. You're choosing to do one thing when you may really have to do it a different way. Choosing to do something differently by changing your outlook on something, changing the way you are feeling about it. Don't just look at it from the point of the Emperor, from the point of the rebel in this case, the Emperor, from the point of the Emperor who is structured and wants things done now. You need to look at it from both points of view here. Let's just see what else we've got. Wow, we have that in pile 1 as well. That's the victory card. Now again, and it's in the same position as well. The victory card in this situation for you, and to get rid of this stress, because there's stress within this reading here, to get rid of this stress is to not act the same as the rebel, not be the Emperor in this situation, the powerful Emperor who tells everybody what to do and is in charge of the situation. That Emperor here, by changing the way you think over a situation, because you have grown a lot. The wisdom card there tells me that you have grown a lot, but you need to see the situation from an understanding point of view. From that understanding that not everything mirrors what you want it to mirror. Synchronicities are just that. They're going to keep coming back and going that way all the time if you don't change up the way you are seeing a situation. I hope that makes sense. The Chariot. Wow. Now you've got that Chariot, which is looking straight ahead and going for something. It's crossing the Emperor. It's crossing the rebel. It's crossing who you are. You see things in one way. You are seeing this situation black and white, straightforward, going for it, going ahead with a situation here. But you've got to change the way you think. It says there, change the way you think. You've got to change the way you think over this situation. Whatever the situation is within your world, in order to take the stress away from it, what's triggering you is the stress of a situation, because you see it as black and white and you go for things when you want them. You go straight for it. You are the emperor after all. And that's what's stressing the situation out. In order to achieve a victory here, you need to look at the situation two ways. Look at it from 2 points of view. I want to say two, because of the Two of Pentacles. Look at it from 2 points of view. The mirror is about two situations, isn't it? Because when you look in the mirror, you look back at yourself. It's two. It's between you and another person. This reading is between you and another person, or another situation, you and another situation. It's been going on before with the synchronicities. It's been going on for a long time, maybe. You have got a lot, you've gained a lot of wisdom, and you now, with that wisdom, the heart of the matter here, your wisdom now needs you to take this situation and have a different understanding of it, by changing the way you think, and think of it with a little bit more heart in the mix instead of the mindset. I hope that makes sense. But pile two, your trigger is because you see things very structured, and you see things with the mindset of the emperor. The emperor gets things done. You see things black and white, and you target something and you go for it, and you're normally victorious whenever you do that. It's a stressful situation you're in, because this situation you're in has happened, I want to say, more than once. And the situation you're in that's causing the stress is because I do feel as if you need to see it from a different point of view. See it with the wisdom of the heart chakra and understanding within this situation, whatever that is in your world. Because this mirror, this reflection that keeps going around and around with this synchronicity, is not going to change until you, I want to say, back off. I know that doesn't sound right, but unless you back off here and you don't keep targeting the same thing, the stress is going to keep going on. I hope that makes sense. Manifestation. Well, that couldn't be any clearer. This is what you're manifesting. You are manifesting this stress within your situation because you need to back off and don't go for something quite so structured. See it with the wisdom of the heart chakra and the understanding of what's going on around you. See the whole situation instead of it just from your point of view, is what I want to say here, pile two. So what's triggering you at the moment and what's making it stressful for you or your situation at the moment is you or someone around you is only seeing something in black and white, and they are a very powerful, structured person, and they're not seeing it from the understanding and the wisdom of the heart chakra. I hope that makes sense. Have a good day, pile two. Bye. Hi, pile three. Welcome to your reading. This week's readings are about what triggers you or what's triggering your situation, whatever it is that's going on around you. So let's just see what's triggering your situation. Right, this card says do not feel guilty. Change. Right, we've got the word change and we've got do not feel guilty. So that's an interesting combination. Let's just have a look. And we're talking about triggers and what's triggering you within your situation. Okay, so we've got, what's that say? Aletheia. I'll just have to see what that means, Aletheia. And impasse. Wow. So things are, let's just put it this way, things are not going to change within your world because you feel guilty whenever a situation comes up within your world, and it won't, and either you're stopping a situation from happening here, or there's a situation around you that won't let you go any further. There's a feeling of guilt over it. Perhaps you want to change something within your world because you've got that word change, and you want to change something within your world here, and they're out of balance, they're out of sync, and you feel guilty because you can't move something on, or someone around you is making you feel guilty. The trigger here, what's triggering this situation, is that feeling of guilt over it. I don't know what that means, Alethea. So I'm just going to go with the black and white image on this card, because if I start looking up in the book what it means, I won't have enough time to do this reading. So I'm going to go with the black and white image on this card. We've got a black rose and we've got a white rose there, and we've got two crystals, and it's as if, I feel as if whenever you're trying to do one thing, something's stopping you here, and that's where the guilty situation comes in. The cards are saying do not feel guilty. But I do feel as if there's something blocking a situation here, and the trigger here is this feeling of guilt. The card's advice there is saying don't feel guilty over something. If something is blocking you, or a situation is being blocked because whenever you try to do something, there's this feeling of guilt, that's what you've got to change. What's triggering this situation is this feeling of guilt because you want to change something, or something needs changing, and it keeps getting blocked because of this feeling of guilt whenever you try to do anything. The cards are saying do not feel guilty. Change needs to happen here. These two roses here, a black and a white one, it's always going to be like this. There's always going to be this feeling of guilt when you try to do something. Something or someone is trying to stop you from changing something, and what's triggering you is you have these feelings of guilt. If that makes sense, pile 3. Let's just have a look. Comparison. Wow. Now look at that. We've got that word comparison. It's the 5 of Swords within this, in an ordinary pack, but in this pack it's called comparison. Now that might be the trigger. You may be being asked to compare things whenever you want to try and move something on, to change something. You might be comparing it with what you've already got, or someone around you may be saying why do you want to change something, and comparing it to what you've already got, if that makes sense. Comparisons in this situation, and the fact that you're being blocked in your tracks as to what you want to do, not allowed to move further, is because the comparisons here are being looked at from a black and white point of view. But if you look at these two cards here, yes, there's two roses, one's black and one's white. You can't compare these two roses. They're completely different colours, just like you can't compare these two pieces of wood, because one's a bamboo which bends with the wind, and the other one looks like a really strong oak. So if you're comparing them and trying to make them fit within your world, then that's where the impasse comes in. That's where you can't move forward. You are being made to, or you feel guilty whenever you try to change something, because you're being told that the way things are just how they should be, like, you know, black and white, but they're not, because within this world that you're in, they're completely two different situations, and someone's trying to block things from moving forward. And this feeling of guilt, it's what they're working with. You feel guilty when you try to do something. Wow, the miser. The 4 of Pentacles. Now the miser, it's called the miser in this instance. Someone's trying to keep everything the way they want, everything the same. They want things to stay the same because it makes them feel good. It makes them feel safe, maybe, because they don't want things to be changed in any way. But change needs to happen. And perhaps when you try to change something, you're being blocked with this impasse card. Someone's trying to change it by making your mindset feel as if we, you know, like, even though we're a little different, we work well together. But there's no comparison to, for instance, a black rose and a white rose. There's no comparison to that. Yes, the two roses, but they're completely different completely different things, aren't they? Completely different, just like the bamboo and the oak. They are wood, but there's still two completely different types of wood. And I feel as if in this situation, pile 3, in these cards up to now, someone is holding on to the fact that you don't need to change anything because you're the same, you're both the same, but you're not. You're both two different people, or the situation is two different situations, but someone's trying to block it and make it feel as if it's not two different situations, or it's not two different people, because they want to hold on to what they've always had, because they feel safe in that comfort, safe in the way it's always been, if that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. Wow. You've got the 11. In this instance, it's called breakthrough, but that 11, number 11 in these cards, is justice. It's about justice being served. It's about bringing balance back. It's about breaking through this idea that nothing's going to change. It's about breaking through this impasse, breaking through this structure that's staying the same, because there's someone here, or there's a situation here with the miser being right in the middle, right there, that doesn't want change, and they're making you or the situation feel guilty because you feel you need to have this change within this. You need to change this situation. You need to move it forward. You need this breakthrough, and the breakthrough here is you not feeling guilty about changing something up here. Let's just see if I can get 3 more cards. If I had time, I'd get the book out and see what that Aletheia means. I'm not quite sure what it means, but I am seeing the 2 roses. One's black, one's white. They're sort of mirroring each other in a way, but they're completely different things. So I do feel as I want to say is you're trying to compare the situations as if both situations are the same, and they're not. There's comparisons within them, if that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense here. There's comparisons within them, but there is a situation around you where you're being made to feel guilty, or you're feeling guilty because you need to change something up, but there's someone holding you back. With the miser and the impasse card, there's someone holding you back. You need to change. You need a breakthrough over this, and the breakthrough here is you not feeling guilty over it. Look at that. We've got the 2 of Pentacles. It's in the same position as pile 2, which is interesting, isn't it? We've got that 2 of Pentacles in this instance where you can't make your mind up. Your mindset is up and down all the time because you're being made to feel guilty and being stopped in your tracks over doing something within this situation. What's triggering you is the feeling of guilt. What triggers your world is you feeling guilty, or a feeling of guilt, or being made to feel guilty, because someone likes to hold on and cling on to things they know, and they don't like change. The breakthrough here, in order to get this change, is for you to stop feeling guilty and to go for it. Make your mind up and do something here. Don't compare it with thinking you're both the same, or the situation's the same. 2 pieces of wood are not the same, are they? Don't compare it. Change the situation up by not feeling guilty anymore. Wow. You've got the Ace of Pentacles, and that's just the breakthrough you need here. That Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning, a new start on a situation where you stop feeling guilty and not allowing something to hold you back. With that impasse card and the miser card, something holding you back. Don't allow that to happen. Don't let this impasse that's going on within your world stop you from having this breakthrough that you need to change something up by feeling guilty. Right, we've got that 6 of Cups. Now the 6 of Cups is about the past. It could be a family thing. It could be things that happened in the past within your family. It could be something that keeps going on, because we've got the family card. We've got the card of thinking in the past and always things happening in the past the same way. Maybe in the past you've always done it this way because you feel guilty if you try to change it. And there's definitely something going on around you where you're being blocked from change because someone or a situation doesn't want to be changed in any way, shape or form. The breakthrough here and the way this is going to change, and your trigger here is this feeling of guilt. Your trigger is stop feeling guilty about a situation that needs changing. The breakthrough here is when you change the way you feel. And you've got the card of do not feel guilty. So that is also the advice here. Do not feel guilty about changing a situation up where you're being blocked with the miser card and the impasse card. You're being blocked with that. It may be historical because you have got that Six of Cups, which is a family card. It's a card of the past. It's a card of things happening within families. But it's definitely something that's gone on for a while, because whenever I get that card, that Six of Cups, I always think of it being historical, whatever it is that's gone on within your world. Grieving, wow, look at that. You've got the card of grieving, and when we look at this reading with that last card, that card of grieving, that goes very well with the do not feel guilty card, because whenever you try to do something, have a breakthrough in something, you are being made to feel guilty because you want to change something up. There's someone around you who doesn't like change. They're blocking what you want to do by comparing this and that, by comparing what you've got and what you could have. You've got to stop feeling guilty about changing your world. I hope that makes sense, pile 3. This card here, Aletheia, I'm not sure what it means. I will have a look at what it means when I finish this reading, but I don't have time to look in books because I don't get a lot of time to do the readings. But I'm looking at the rose, and one side of the rose is black, one side of the rose is white. They are both roses, but they are so different in the way they reflect back to the world who they are. The comparison's the same. You've got the bamboo and you've got the oak. If you compare those two, they're both wood, but they're both so different, aren't they? And then you've got the person who doesn't like change and the person who wants to change. So it's two energies of two different things going on here. The Two of Pentacles is the same. It's juggling. It's two energies. The situation and the breakthrough you need here in order to move this forward is to not feel guilty about changing something up in order to move it forward. It may be historical because it's happened in the past with that Six of Cups, and the grieving is just that. If you're brought up in a world where you try to do something different to the family, it may be that every time you try to do something different with that grieving card, you're made to feel guilty over it. The card's advice here is do not feel guilty. If you want change to happen, you need to change it by stop feeling guilty about a situation. I hope that makes sense, pile 3. Have a good day. Bye.